Well, hello, it's Vasilly Fisk of Fisk and Chernyanko Metaphysical Investigations. I've had a huge dump. Pardon me. It was about all the data that came in. Data dump, not the other kind. Now, where are we going with all this? Someone accused Vasilly and Fisk of being on a downward spiral. They meant that we are becoming lost. And we turned around and we looked at the client and we said, "No, sir, I'm terribly sorry. If you think that we are going down, it is your issue." And we said to this particular person, this person was very much into guru worship, learning from gurus and ascended masters. And we said to this one, there is a scale of consciousness, and gurus get stuck at a certain level of consciousness. Quite often it's much higher than the average general population. But it doesn't mean that they are, on the grand scale of consciousness, doesn't mean that they're anywhere near the top. So, so this is what you have to be careful of, because if you keep turning back to, the Christian fundamentalist keeps going back to his fire and brimstone lecture, that person is not advancing. And if you want to be an advancing personality, you have to keep moving. You have to keep moving your feet. Now, feet, we say fleep. It's just cute. What does it mean? It means reality boxes, the way you look at the world. Now, if you have only one way of looking at the world, and most people do, they go to high school and some go to post-secondary education, and that is where they get their worldview from. It's a piss-poor way of living your life, living on high school and whatever you'll get at your post-secondary education, because it is so out of date. It is terribly out of date. They touch on quantum physics in high school for a few lectures and, a little bit of physics. But for the most part, every other subject that you're working with physical things. And it's not real. It's not real. Physicality, went out with Isaac Newton in the 1700s. And even quantum physics, that was like 1925. So, there's all kinds more things that have happened since 1925. But if you get to 1925, you come to the conclusion from the observer effect, Heisenberg and Bohr, that everything is consciousness. So everyone goes around talking about all this physicality things are working in the it's not real. It's an illusionary thing, and you're stuck because this is what you've been trained to do, and then you went out and you got a job as an accountant or insurance agent, and you haven't progressed. You haven't picked up another book, you haven't listened to a YouTube lecture from someone smart, and you're stuck. And what have you done in your life? You're on your deathbed and you said, well, I was an insurance agent for 50 years. And sure, I had a big house down in Texas, and a big ranch, and a bunch of horses, and, I had 6 wives. I'm sorry, that's poor. If that's what you think life is about, well, go back to your Texas ranch, J.R. Ewing. It's not. Life is about advancing your consciousness. So you have to get away from all these stupid ideas that you get lowest common denominator things. Now, so how do you do that? Well, you have to pick up a book by Dr. David R. Hawkins. It's called Transcending the Levels of Consciousness. Dr. David R. Hawkins, and he also has lectures on YouTube for free. That's a good place to start. Transcending the levels of consciousness. It means moving from being an amoeba, a one-celled organism that lives in a pond, to head towards becoming well, there's a whole pile of stages in between. I mean, in our society, you want to get at least to the level of the intellect, which is the levels of the 400s. But, you know, the 400s, I mean, that's basically going to bring you to Isaac Newton in the 1700s. So, I mean, that was like a hell of a long time ago. So if you get stuck in your intellect, I'm sorry, you flunked this lifetime, because that's something you should have done 300 years ago. All right? So, I mean, but that's at least a progression. It's a progression. I mean, if you're stuck in apathy or greed, and those are low emotions that belong to something like I don't know. I was going to say something like a chimpanzee, but I think some chimpanzees are smarter than some of these other people. Some of them are quite loving. But if you can think of, you know, like the pigs wallowing, I mean, some pigs are cute. But, I mean, that's what I'm getting at. It's animalistic, you know. Pigs at a trough. You get 6 pigs and there's one trough, and they all try to muscle the other one out of the way so they can eat, gorge themselves on the food. So if that's the kind of person you are, and I'll tell you, the people that run corporations are these big pigs. They're great big pigs at the trough, and the trough is all about money, profit. So if that's the kind of person you are, you're a captain of industry and you're all about making more profits, then you're a pig at a trough. And you don't make the scale of consciousness. You don't make anything. You're probably a fat whale, and you probably go on cruise ships. I'm sorry, I'm being very direct. I'm wanting to whack you on the ass and get you off your laurels. Now, so moving beyond the intellect, you have to go into higher consciousness. And the next level is above the intellect. Intellect is also known as reason. So you have to go above reason, beyond reason. Can you believe? Beyond reason. I'm sorry. The reason was 1700s. Isaac Newton. When you get to Niels Bohr and Heisenberg, you learn everything is consciousness. So to move to higher levels of consciousness, well, it's labeled love. Love is higher than the intellect, because intellect is all about greed, human greed, and profiteering and economics. Love is something higher, a higher form of consciousness. When you push yourself away from your desk with your fat belly, and you go to a Vipassana meditation course for 2 weeks, and you meditate to get out of your intellectual mind and into your heart. And then you go beyond levels of love, and then you go to unconditional love. And then there's states of enlightenment. You can go up high as Buddha, who is, you know, higher than unconditional love is Buddha. Enlightenment is higher consciousness. And then if you want to go even higher, I mean, off the scale of human, you have to go and pursue archangels, which are like unfathomably higher than even the Buddha. So it's not like you just rest on your laurels once you say, oh, I'm a bodhisattva and I'm going to sit here and meditate all day. No, get off your ass. Learn something new. What? Yes, if you're a bodhisattva and you're sitting there meditating and going, oh, get off your ass. You've done it enough, you stupid git. You have to keep ascending, and you're not going to ascending by doing the same damn things, navel gazing and going kumbaya. Get off your ass and do something new. Go be a car salesman for a year. Why? Because you'll learn something new. It's a lower level. No, it's not. You can be a highly conscious car salesman, and you can learn something about human nature. Learn something new. Don't do the same damn thing for your whole life. If you're a doctor when you're 25, well, by the time you're 40, quit. Seriously, don't do the same damn thing every day. Everyone's looking at me. Vasilly, you're getting very supercilious or something. I'm not. I'm not. You need to advance your properties. Do something new. Move your fleet. Move them, move them, move them. Keep moving. Keep doing something new. Keep tuning into my YouTube station. Learn something new. Get screamed at by Vasilly Fisk. Your motivational expert is me. Because I keep looking. Once I'm sick of being a metaphysical detective, then I'm going to go and learn French gourmet cooking. And then I'm going to go and, I keep expecting the extraterrestrials to show up any moment. It's been talked about all over YouTube, you know. They keep talking, all these channelers keep saying, well, they're preparing us for first contact. When they get here, they're bloody spaceships. I'm hopping on and I'm going to Mars. I'm going to check it all out. And if it's a bunch of stupes on Mars, then I'm going to Arcturus. Arcturus apparently has got very highly conscious beings. I'm not going to sit around here on planet Earth. There's plenty of Earths in this galaxy. You know, plenty of pretty planets. You don't have to get stuck on here with a bunch of stupid humans that sit on their laurels and want to be accountants all day. Screw you all if you want to be an accountant. I don't give a damn. If that's what you aspire to, then just sit on there and get fat and go on your cruise ships. I'm getting off this planet. There's plenty of other pretty planets I can go to. I'm going to Arcturus. I'm going to learn cooking. Oh, yes, I'm going to find Julia Child. Everyone says she's dead. No, she's not dead, you stupid people. She's a conscious being. Just because she dropped her body on planet Earth doesn't mean that she hasn't picked up another one somewhere else. Stupid people. Oh, nothing bothers me more than stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. It's like, you know, I talk to people, they tell me the same damn story they told me 20 years ago. Nothing's happened. All they want to talk about is baseball scores. Do you play baseball in the professional league? No. Why the hell do you care what they're doing? It's stupid. It's mindless drivel. How are you advancing your consciousness by watching some, 20-year-old swing his bat, getting a grand slam? Oh, joy, oh, bliss. How is that helping you? It's not. It's a waste of your bloody time and your bloody money, $250 to go and see it or something. Jeez. Now, what else did I want to talk about? I got so many things. That's basically the whole thing, If you want to be a metaphysical detective, well, you got to learn metaphysics. How are you going to learn that? Well, pick up a bloody book, for God's sake. Order 3. Go on YouTube. And you're going to find that some are excellent. And some are going to be intriguing. And then you're going to realize halfway through the lecture, oh my God, this guy's an idiot. And I've been gypped. You haven't been gypped. You have learned something. Even if you listen to someone that you eventually find is wrong, you learn something. Because the next time someone comes along with that same line of garbage, you will immediately recognize it and you'll drop it like a hot stone. So it wasn't a waste of time. What is a waste of time is Groundhog Day, doing the same damn thing you did yesterday and 10 years ago. Don't do it. You say, well, I've got mortgages. Sell your bloody house. Move to a tiny apartment. Move to Timbuktu. Go and do something. I'm Vasilly Fisk.